you. And Smitty, a question for you. If you're a head coach, what are you trying to accomplish in the preseason?
You know, I think for me, Kevin, first you start off with an identity of unselfishness and culture. And after that, it all comes down to your players and what type of style of play. And then after that, play hard and compete.
So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup. Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Anunoby in at the small forward. And for Brooklyn, Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Taurean Prince is out there with Jarrett Allen. And it's Harris in at the small forward position. And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. Irving against Lowry. Irving drives in. Prince wide open. And it's off from three-point range. Passes it to VanVleet. Rebound, Brooklyn. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
I like their aggressiveness in that one. No one's going to give you anything. You've got to go out and take it.
Majority of the night, they were in attack mode. Tremendous effort all the way around.
And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. The pass to LeVert. Connects from three-point range.
That play is made because of Kyrie's vision and his willingness to share the basketball.
Irving against Lowry. And it's Kyrie Irving with the rebound.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Allen. His last outing, he had 8 points. And it's LeVert missing. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Anunoby passes to VanVleet. Gasol with it. VanVleet with it. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Well, you like how aggressive he is making a play at the rim against length.
And let's forget the height disadvantage. He brings the effort and he brings the energy. What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
Here's Lowry. Pass to Gasol. Shot clock at 5. From deep three-point range, that's good from Lowry on the assist by Gasol. Lowry's got 5 points so far.
And that was from way downtown. Lowry truly is a gifted shooter from distance.
Pass to LeVert. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. On its way from Irving for 2. That one wide left. For the Raptors, their last game, a loss to the Bulls.
Yeah, in that one, the shot selection wasn't terrible, but they had to tighten it up. Did not happen.
They never really got into a rhythm, despite trying a few different things. Sometimes it's just not your night.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And before his scary foot dislocation in November of 2018, Karis LeVert enjoying a breakout season. Greg even garnering some most improved buzz around the NBA.
Yeah, and fortunately, the injury not as bad as it looked initially. Yeah, he's looking to continue that impressive trajectory.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the free throw drops for LeVert.
The Toronto Raptors are an elite defensive group. Reasons why: they're long, they're smart, and they're experienced.
Good on both. We talk about the defensive IQ, Smitty, for the Raptors. Where does that reveal itself?
For me, Kevin, their rotations, they are able to send help double teams, and still recover and get out to shooters.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Irving kicks to Harris. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
Powell, he's jacked in for Kyle Lowry. And Harris drops them both. Toronto leading by 3. Knocked away. Gasol passes to Van Vliet. It's deflected, but he gets it back. Lets the 3 fly. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Over the taller defender. This is why you have to stay connected to shooters on the perimeter.
And let's give him some credit. He read the situation well. He created some space, and he delivered.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Now here is Harris. And Gasol sends it back.
Gasol with those long arms is a shot blocking expert, especially down low.
Van Vliet with it. He's picked up by Irving. Now here's Van Vliet. Defense right on him. Harris dishes to Irving. Allen outside. Kicks to Harris. The Nets working the ball around now. Clock at 6. Irving from long range. It's hauled in by the Raptors. To the inside. And Siakam throws it down.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
Now here's LeVert. He had 22 points in the win against the Lakers.
And not only was he creating for himself, he was setting up teammates with good shots.
Here is Harris, trailing by 10. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Allen's shot is off. Here's the Raptors with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. Here's Anunoby. That one doesn't drop. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
An accomplished family for Anunoby. His father's a professor. His brother played pro football.
And OG Anunoby, he's put together like a football player himself. A powerfully built player for a wing.
2 seasons at Indiana for OG Anunoby and the 23rd pick of the 2017 draft. Greg, talk about his game.
You know, NBA ready physically from day one. You know, still working for consistency with his shooting, especially at the free throw line. But I like his potential as a two-way player.
And the first one drops.
And the potential Anunoby has is exciting. Has the athleticism, the shooting touch, and the drive to keep improving.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And then for Toronto. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Gasol. Johnson comes in for Pascal Siakam. Davis is subbed in for Fred VanVleet. Both shots good from the stripe.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long time.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Let's see if Coach can get them back on the right track.
Because right now it feels like the pace is being dictated to them. They need to go back to playing their brand of basketball.
And Toronto making a change here. Boucher is checked in. Here's Jordan. Passes it to Karuch. Shot to stop the run. Count it. Good. Now Davis. There's the pass to Boucher. Here's Powell. Rebounded by Temple.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Pass to Dinwiddie. 5 to shoot. Lobs it up for Jordan. Dinwiddie finds Jordan. Dinwiddie with the bucket. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the Toronto Raptors. 8-point game. Ibaka right side. And again, no good by Toronto.
And he's frustrated. That's a shot he can make in his sleep.
It's tipped. It's stolen by Davis. Now the Raptors moving it up. Goes up at the stripe, and he nails the jumper. And the Raptors lead by 10.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
They established the pace. They made shots. This is why they're way out in front.
Here's Temple. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Powell. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Offensive rebound. Jordan the pass to Nwaba. With the break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. DeAndre Jordan third.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Shoot 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Interesting, Smitty. We're seeing guys like Dirk and Vince Carter play into their 40s. I'm wondering if this is a byproduct of improved nutrition and conditioning, and if that accelerates this trend.
I think it does, Kevin. I also agree to add to that. I think the game is less physical. I think a lot of those guys are taking care of themselves, but when the game is not as physical, it's a lot more perimeter. You can play longer. I'm curious, Kevin, will anybody play into their 50s?
You know, wouldn't that be amazing? That's a good question. Outside Thomas. 6 to shoot. Got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Jordan. Coming off a terrific season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 13 rebounds, and 2 assists. And I'm not sure he can play any better than he has. I mean, surprising a lot of people with this play here of late.
Therein lies the question. Has he reached a new level in his game, or is this just a hot streak that'll eventually cool down? We'll see.
Ball's knocked loose. Here's Pinson. Another shot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Nets have been excellent at the free throw line. Here today, a flawless 6 for 6.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first.
And no matter what, one of the big positives they can take away from this game is how well they performed at the line.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And he makes both free throws.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Raptors leading by 8. And here's Miller. Ibaka outside. It's Thomas outside. Buries it from three-point range.
Crushing it right now. They've done an excellent job of spacing the floor.
If you love analytics, this is what this is all about. They favor the 3 ball. You can pile up points in a hurry.
Here's Jordan. Raptors knocking down the tray.
And after spending his first NBA decade with the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan bounced around last season. Remains a supreme athlete and rebounder, though, at that center position.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And a nightly double-double threat is DeAndre Jordan, but some dissatisfaction with his play last season. Greg, what was that?
Well, I felt like his impact has tailed off just a bit from his peak with the Clippers. Sometimes the great athletes have more of an adjustment as they enter their 30s.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Well, last season for sure, Greg, a bit of a journey for DeAndre Jordan as he went from the Mavericks to the Knicks before his free agency. Now he is a part of Brooklyn.
And both KD and Kyrie took pay cuts to get Jordan on board. Still a factor with his size and defense despite a lackluster year in 2019. Nets are hoping he can find his magic and be a force once again.
Here's Musa over Davis. Here's Claxton, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
To the right side. Right side, Thomas. That's tipped. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Musa, covered by Miller. Outside for Jordan. Just 5 on the clock. To the middle. Here's Dinwiddie. And the rejection by Ibaka.
And that's how you do it. Ibaka still able to surprise people very quick off the floor.
Raptors leading by 8. Now here's Davis. Teardrop shot. Dinwiddie with some nice D.
Just a lack of concentration. This is why they don't get him the ball there.
Musa with the bucket.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
Now here's Davis. Pass to Ibaka. Outside Thomas. Launches it, but they recover it. Nets trail by 6. Here's Pinson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the Raptors. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Marcus All's checked in for the Raptors. Ibaka finds Thomas. Ibaka looking for an opening. Just 5 to shoot. Thomas outside. Hits the three-point bomb. Thomas got 6.
The defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
Dinwiddie against Davis. Dinwiddie with it. To the wing on the left. Here's Musa. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Raptors lead by 5. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. One of the league's best point guards, Kyrie Irving, had this to say about his competition.
2011, I came into a league where the point guard position was still being revolutionized, and now guys are solidifying that spot every single year. There are young guys coming in, but now we have established point guards that are franchise-changing point guards. And for me, having that competitive drive every single game, I know I'm going against an elite point guard every single game. So I think that now coming into the league, it's a lot different than it was before.
Some say, Greg, a golden age at the point guard position.
Yeah, and Irving right there with the best of them. He embraces the challenge.
Thanks for being with us as we get going here once again. A preview of the upcoming NBA season ahead. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. We've got Ibaka. Thomas is out there with Lowry, and it's Marc Gasol, and it's Miller in at the 3 spot. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Pinson, that's good.
Beautiful location on the pass as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Lowry deciding where to go with it here. A floater. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 7 rebounds in the game. And Gasol sends it back. And they're able to recover. Dinwiddie passes to Musa. Lowry brings the double. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And so it's Brooklyn with it. Here's Claxton, defended by Ibaka.
That's what DeAndre is out there to do. Dropping the hammer is his specialty.
The Raptors have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Here's Lowry. He has 5. Offside Gasol. Over Jordan. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Gasol's got it all tied up now for Toronto. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Timeout called the Nets.
And over the last few seasons, Kyle Lowry's scoring trending downward. His assists increasing, though, dramatically, relying more on his teammates to get the job done.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Siakam is checked in for Ibaka. Johnson comes in for Miller, and it's Fred VanVleet in for Thomas. Now, here is Irving. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Knocks it loose, and stolen by Siakam. Lowry dishes to Johnson. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. And we've seen Lowry settling for more perimeter shots in recent years.
I mean, he's always had a great motor, but you have to adapt as you get older. Some back issues starting to creep in, and important for him to stay healthy along the way.
And that one falls for Johnson.
Little by little, Stanley Johnson is developing into a more dependable player, really starting to understand his role on this team.
Now here's Irving. Unloads from 13. Buries the jump shot.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And it's in there.
And really, Lowry has made his career off delivering through contact. Really one of the strongest point guards in this league.
Harris kicks to Jordan. Nets passing it around. Here's Temple, covered by VanVleet. Irving from long range. Brooklyn gets it back with the new shot clock at 14. Here's Jordan, and oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist by Lowry. Johnson's got 5 points now this quarter.
I'll tell you what, Stanley Johnson is built to take punishment. Nice play.
Irving against Lowry, and there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his third foul of the game. David Nwaba is checked in for the Nets. Rodions Kurucs comes in for Harris. And Toronto also making a switch. Powell's checked in. It's Allen on the wing, defended by Gasol. And again, it's the Nets missing.
That was the best he could do. Just fade a little bit, try and get a clean look, but the defense was right on him.
Outside Lowry. Poked loose, stolen by Allen. Irving against Siakam. And it's Irving missing.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Irving's got his second bucket of the night.
The anticipation of Kyrie steals it away, kicks off the fast break.
Here's Lowry, stolen by Allen. Siakam against Irving. That shot goes in. He now has 3 field goals and 6 misses today.
Coming off a scoreless first quarter, he's found a little rhythm here.
Passes it to Gasol. Outside for Lowry. Back to Gasol. Clock at 4. It will not find the hoop. It's his third miss. He has made 2. Wound up there for Allen. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
A silky smooth playmaker. Irving on time and on point.
And David Nwaba picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Anunoby, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. Toronto with the ball. They trail by 1. Tipped away. Here's Siakam. Rebounded by the Nets. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Defensively, it's hard to account for everything. They gambled off him, and it worked.
The shot by Powell, no good.
He liked to have that one back. That's easy money.
No good from Irving.
And the truth is, this league would have been much bigger had he shot better.
Lowry, good.
Playing at his tempo, his pace, he's been dialed in all night.
Irving looking over the floor. The pass to Karuch. Irving against Lowry. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Siakam. While we have the time, let's take a look at last season's best transition teams. In fourth, the Raptors.
I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
6 on the shot clock. Irving from long range. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here.
And here's a look at the stats for Lowry. A very nice season for him last year. He was around 14 points a game last year, 8 assists and 5 rebounds. Backup point guard, always an important position, and he fills that role beautifully.
Without a good floor conductor coming off the bench, your offense can quickly grow stagnant. He solves that problem well.
Here's Anunoby. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Chicago. Knocked loose. Stolen by LeVert. Inside, Nwaba. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. You know, Smitty, NBA referees, officials now have a presence on social media that's aiming at educating fans on calls and why they're made.
Yes, and I love it, Kevin, if you have these demos and talk about plays and games and situations that you're educating fans. It's just that fans look at it when these referees, who are human, miss calls, and then they want to re-show these plays that they missed. We still got to understand they're human, and they're going to miss some calls.
Well said, Steve. No good on that one. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Rodions Kurucs. And Toronto also making a switch. Davis is checked in for Kyle Lowry. Second free throw, no good. Toronto's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Here's Powell. Rebounded by the Nets. Irving's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Nwaba. The kick out to Irving. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
I mean, all period, it's been a struggle for him scoring the ball.
Powell, the pass to Siakam. Irving against Davis. 5 on the clock. The shot by Powell, no good. Brooklyn's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Irving with the ball. Picked up by Davis. And it's Irving missing. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep here in the second. To the paint, here's Powell. It's good for his 4th bucket of the night. He's shooting 4 of 8.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Timeout.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Timeout called, the Nets.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result.
The Raptors making a switch here. Thomas is checked in. Claxton the pass to LeVert. Irving against Thomas. Back to LeVert. Trying to end the drought. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Now, here's Siakam. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Raptors lead by 3.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Davis against LeVert. Boucher with the rebound. Boucher's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. They get a hand on it. And David Nwaba picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And Brooklyn making a change here. Dinwiddie's checked in. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for the Raptors. Pass to Davis. No good. Shot missing. Nets trail by 3. Dinwiddie drives in. And it's blocked by Ibaka. Here's Thomas. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Taurean Prince. The Raptors shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. First one falls for him. The Nets making a switch here. Vincent's checked in. Miller's checked in for the Raptors. Fred VanVleet comes in for Davis. And both free throws good for Thomas. Steve, we're seeing teams around the league putting up a lot of three-point shots. I'm sure you would have enjoyed playing in this era so much with that green light shooting 3.
I would, Kevin. Getting a chance to shoot maybe 5 or 6 more three-point field goal attempts takes your numbers up. But I also think a lot of these teams are copycats. Everybody can't shoot the 3. Work on your game and what's best for you.
And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Wednesday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then on Friday, they'll host the New York Knicks. Toronto leading by 5. Now VanVleet, he's got 5. And Prince comes to help. In the corner, Ibaka with it. There's the 3. That one misses. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Here's Pinson. Kept alive. And another shot. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line. The Nets have been shooting right around 75% at the line. 9 of 12 so far.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Harris is checked in for Brooklyn. He's perfect from the line this time. Raptors leading by 3. There's 1:26 left to play here in the second quarter. And stolen by Prince. Pass to Claxton. Pass to Pinson. Here's Claxton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Harris dishes to Prince. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Prince has got the game tied up here for Brooklyn.
Prince has gotten better at creating his own shot, but the catch-and-shoot game is still his specialty.
Now here's Van Vliet. Dinwiddie covering. Stolen away.
Got to recognize the situation, trying to get a 2-for-1.
Absolutely, but at the same time, you want to get a good shot. Defensively, you have to tighten up on him or suffer the consequences.
Van Vliet finds Miller. Poked away. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Miller picks up the loose ball, but he was in the backcourt. They'll give it up.
And really been their own worst enemy here tonight. Careless play this quarter has resulted in 10 points the other way.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Jordan's checked in. Marc Gasol's checked in for Toronto. Here now is Dinwiddie. With 1 on the clock. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Brooklyn ahead, up by 3. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to this preseason edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny the Jet. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They did give up a couple baskets more than they wanted to, and at the end of the period, were trailing by 5 points. The second quarter was a different story than the first. They played with energy and confidence in building a 3-point lead at the break. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, they're putting bodies on people. If you just look at the rebounding numbers, you can tell that they've been putting their body on and being more physical than the other team. Now, that fact looms large on both sides, and that's going to be the difference in the second half.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Well, this is a close game. Every point matters. Right now, they're not getting to the line much. To win this kind of matchup, you got to be the aggressor. You got to be, you just got to be aggressive. Let's just see if they can ramp up their intensity, Ernie.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Thanks again for tuning in as we get going once again with our coverage of the NBA preseason. One of the stories here, Kyle Lowry getting it done today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Harris is out there with Prince, and it's Allen in at the 5 down low. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
And you can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kyle Lowry is hard-nosed, as we all know, and if you ask him, it comes from his upbringing in Philadelphia. Lowry said, "A Philly player is what a basketball player is. We played on concrete. You got to be mentally tough. You're not trying to be athletic. You get hit the wrong way, you run into a metal pole." Kevin, that's what made him, from Philly to Villanova to Toronto to an NBA champion.
I don't know about running into the metal pole, but that sounds painful. But he's certainly as tough as he can be. David, thank you. And it's those diamond-in-the-rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt. The 27th pick back in 2016, now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
And so here's Toronto following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Lowry passes to Anunoby. Beyond the arc. The rebound by Prince.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Irving drives in. Good work defensively by Lowry. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Irving against Lowry. Back to Irving over Lowry. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
The thing about Kyrie, he has great natural balance when setting up for the jumper.
And there's the pass to Gasol. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Lowry. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got 3 assists now in this one.
When you are Lowry's size, you need to have a strong floater, and that was a beauty he just put up.
Timeout called, the Nets. And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness great. His toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Odions Kurucs comes in for Taurean Prince. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Karis LeVert. The Raptors also with a sub. Johnson's checked in. Shot clock at 6. Here's Temple. Makes it off the glass. Temple's got his first 2 points. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Now, here's Siakam. Lowry can't get it to go. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Pass to Irving. Back to Temple. Outside Irving. Irving double team. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his 4th foul of the contest. David Nwaba is checked in for Joe Harris. And Toronto also making a switch. Powell's checked in. Outside Irving. This one for 3. It's good from long range. Irving's got the lead up to 4 now for the Nets.
And all second half, they haven't gotten stops with any consistency.
Now here's Powell. Not a lot of room. Got a piece of it. Irving against Lowry. Sweet little floater. Now it's a 6-point Nets lead.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Powell, the pass to Siakam. And there's the call on Garrett Temple. That is his first foul of the game. And Toronto making a change here. Boucher is checked in. Pass to Powell. Here's Boucher. 5 to shoot. Passes to Lowry. To halt the run. Some solid defense there from Irving.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Raptors trail by 6. Here's Lowry. And it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14.
And if you needed a reminder as to why Lowry's an all-star, check the scoring column.
For Brooklyn, they've gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Here's Temple. He dishes it to Irving. Over in the corner, Kurucs. Here's Temple, and he lays it straight in. Temple's got the lead back up to 6 now for Brooklyn.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Gasol. Rebounded by Temple. Nets leading by 6. Down low, Nwaba. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Clearly a foul.
This is his third trip to the free throw line in the game. And he can't get the first one. Brooklyn making some changes. Jordan, he's checked in for Jared Allen. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Toronto. Davis comes in for Johnson. And the second free throw, good. And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for Toronto. 7-point differential. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. Kyle Lowry is second.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Free throw drops for Temple. And both free throws good for Temple. Raptors trail by 9. Davis looking for an opening. Boucher kicks to Lowry. Inside. Trying to get open is Ibaka. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. I saw this the other day, Steve. The NBA now helping to create the Basketball Africa League. 12 teams from across that terrific continent. I think it's pretty exciting.
It is. This is an incredible story. Great for the sport and great for the people of Africa.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Good on the second, so he makes them both.
Because he knows he makes a living at the line, he invites contact and sometimes even initiates it.
Knocks it loose and out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Spencer Dinwiddie. How he performed last season. He averaged about 17 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the defense allows and contributing to the calls.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Jordan high post. And that one barely misses as he draws contact. 2 free throws coming up. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
When DeAndre gets the rock close to the rim, the defense pretty much has no choice but to foul him. Just a big, long, and athletic center.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1.
And not really great numbers for him at the line, but really not terrible either, right around 70%.
That free throw, no good.
Much like Marc Gasol, DeAndre was drafted as an unpolished second-round pick. Now one of the more impactful centers around.
The Nets making a switch here. Vincent's checked in. Raptors also changing it up. Miller comes in for Norman Powell, and Thomas subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Good on the second free throw. Toronto with the ball. Now here is Davis. Baseline jumper. Yep, it counts. Davis has got his first bucket of the night.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Launches a 3. The rebound by Ibaka.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
And his rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
What strength by DeAndre. Really love seeing him sky up for the thunderous slam.
To the inside. And Thomas with the stop.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
This is a close-knit group. They feed off one another's energy.
Cuts off the pass. And it's blocked by Jordan.
Can't be careless with DeAndre is around. He slaps shots back with some real authority.
That's tipped. Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got his second basket of the game.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Davis, the pass to Thomas. It's Miller on the wing. Over to the wing. 5 on the clock. Now the pass to Thomas. The 3 ball. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Pinson passes to Nwaba. And even 3-on-3 break. Thomas dishes to Davis. And Brooklyn making a change here. Harris is checked in. On defense, the Nets. 6-point lead. Now here's Davis. D right on him. Shot clock at 5. Miller finds Ibaka. Good. And Miller gets the assist. Ibaka's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Harris outside. Back to Dinwiddie. Shot on the wing. Toronto grabs the miss.
Yeah, he's kicking himself. No defenders to be found in that mid-range area.
Here's the teardrop. Rebound, Brooklyn. Jordan's got 11 rebounds in the game. Pass to Karuch. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And the Nets lead by 5.
I mean, that's a good job working the ball inside and getting a quality shot.
Karuch was the 40th pick and wasn't expected to contribute, Greg, in year 1, but his strong play as a rookie has helped rescue a Nets team that was teetering on the brink with the loss of Karis LeVert.
You know, they had guys who could shoot and they had guys who could defend, but no one who could do both. Kurucs can hit open threes, and with that 7'2" wingspan, a factor defensively.
Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Karis LeVert comes in for Rodion's Kurucs. Anunoby, he's checked in for the Raptors. Fred VanVleet comes in for Davis. Harris finds Jordan. Doesn't go that time. And Toronto will go the other way with it. And here's Miller outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Miller's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Pass to LeVert. The three. Offensive rebound. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And it's Jordan atop the key. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Thomas surveying the D. Passes it to Anunoby. Now here's VanVleet. Dinwiddie covering. Shots good by Ibaka.
If you let Serge get looks in there, he's going to shoot him for a very high percentage.
LeVert against Thomas. LeVert kicks to Harris. Back to LeVert. Here's Jordan. And no good on the last second attempt this time. Tie game in Brooklyn. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
Preseason in the NBA, and it's great to have you with us. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Gasol at the 5. Now here's LeVert. Softly drops in the floater. LeVert's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Nets. Lowry passes to Anunoby. Now here's Siakam. Guarded by Prince. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
One of the league's best kept secrets, Pascal Siakam out of Cameroon, discovered as a raw teenager at Basketball Without Borders back in 2012.
Shooting 2.
Throw good, Siakam. Smitty, you're talking about Siakam. The Raptors president is from Nigeria and very active in the Basketball Without Borders program.
You're totally right. A prospect like Siakam was on his radar. The late first-round pick in 2016 was more than rewarding where he ended up at.
Jared Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
You have to give Pascal Siakam a lot of credit. He's continued to improve. Love it, love it.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness. Toronto with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn, Lowry finds Gasol. Back to Lowry. Three-pointer. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 3 assists now in this one.
At just 6 feet tall, you're going to shoot a lot of contested jumpers, but Lowry's one of the best at getting the space he needs.
And the pass to LeVert. And Gasol sends it back. Over Irving. Anunoby kicks to Siakam. Here's Van Vliet. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Siakam against Prince. Harris looking it over. Tries again. Siakam pulls it in. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. To take the lead. That shot, no good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Pass to LeVert. And he banks in the layup. LeVert's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
And I love the play call. This is where you get the ball into the hands of your closers, where they can do something with it.
To the middle, here's Gasol. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Gasol's got it all tied up now for the Raptors. Pass to LeVert. Irving against Lowry. Good work defensively by Lowry. In Toronto, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Now here's Van Vliet. He's covered closely, and he gets it to go.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Now here's LeVert, covered by Van Vliet. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Three-pointer, LeVert. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Toronto calls timeout. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
This guy is killing you, and so far I haven't seen a good adjustment defensively.
Norman Powell's checked in for Toronto. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He's not happy with what he says are late rotations defensively against their three-point shooters. And then at the offensive end, he wants his guys to get their own shots within the rhythm and flow of the offense. Kevin?
Now LeVert, following the three-point attempt by Pascal Siakam. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Toronto's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Lowry against Irving. For 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. LeVert's got 4 rebounds now tonight. To the paint, here's Allen. That's good, and it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got his 3rd assist on the night. And Toronto has possession. They trail by 3. Irving against Lowry. Siakam outside. Tries it from 19, and good, he nails it.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
It's the fourth quarter, and it's a close game. You want to get the ball to someone you can rely on.
Harris kicks it out to Allen. They shoot again. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Here's Irving after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. And that one drops. LeVert's got 9 points in the quarter.
A tale of 2 halves. He's really turned it around here, scoring the ball.
Here's Powell, and it's sent back by Allen. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. David Nwaba is checked in for the Nets. Here's Anunoby. 6 to shoot. Lowry against Allen. And it's Kyle Lowry with the 3. Lowry's got 30 points.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Lowry against Irving. They get a hand on it. Gasol dishes to Lowry. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Kyle has a way of getting into a defender and drawing a foul. You know, the 5-time All-Star Kyle Lowry has made a career of proving his doubters wrong. You ask me, I think he's still underrated.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry. And you ask Lowry, he's always felt underestimated. Smitty, what do people overlook about him?
You know, I think, Kevin, is his defense, first and foremost. He's a top 10 point guard at both ends of the floor. That's what makes him very special.
He doesn't get the second one.
You know, he's a tough kid who comes from a tough town, Philadelphia. You just love Lowry's spirit and his fight.
Here's Nwaba. And the 3 off target.
You know, and after fighting to get back into it, that was the chance there to tie it up.
Ever so close. Needed that one to go down.
Anunoby, good.
Unselfish, moving the ball. Love to see this kind of offense.
Irving against Lowry. Passes it to LeVert. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 5th assist in this one.
They're still behind, but not because of his efforts. He's been unbelievable this quarter.
Now here is Lowry. Lowry drawing the double team. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Jared Allen.
Yes, people have been surprised by Siakam's offense. What I'm surprised about is the efficiency.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Siakam hits them both. Nets trail by 4. Allen up top. Outside Irving. Lobbed up there for Allen. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Siakam outside. And it's sent back by Allen.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Here's Nwaba. The pass to LeVert. Just 5 on the clock to tie it up. In deep, Prince drops it in. Prince has got the game tied up here for the Nets.
Smart play by Prince. Attack the interior of this defense. Force them to close off the lane.
To the inside, Lowry. And Irving pulls it down. Irving's got rebound number 5 here tonight. A nice shot by LeVert.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
In this half, a more entertaining one. The pace is picked up, tougher defense, better ball movement.
Here is Lowry following the bucket by the Nets over Prince. And it's off the back rim, no good. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have, staying aggressive and playing under control. Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
We talk about it time and time again. Turnovers are costly, especially when the game is close.
Timeout called the Nets.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for Toronto. On defense, the Raptors. Irving finds LeVert. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That will be foul number 5 on him. And stolen by Siakam.
And you know what? The double team there, that quick hitter threw him for a loop there and forced the turnover.
It's stolen by Allen. Here's Irving. Plays it up and banks it in. Irving's got 12 points here in the second half.
Not everything fell for him in that first half, and now it looks like they're beginning to hit their stride.
VanVleet passes to Lowry. And he uses the glass on the layup. Lowry's got 33 points.
The little fella with the big shot. Kyle Lowry never wants to shy away from the big moment.
Irving drives in, lays it up off the glass.
When the lights are at his brightest, Kyrie loves coming through.
VanVleet kicks to Siakam. The dish now to Lowry. Over in the corner, Gasol. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. That's 10 points for Marc Gasol.
Big possession. Good idea to get the ball into the hands of Marc Gasol.
Lowry against Irving. Pass to Nwaba. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. First free throw is good, and that ties the game up. And so he's good on both free throws, and that gives them the lead.
And how about the composure there at the line? A ton of pressure on those free throws, and he knocks them both down.
Lowry against Irving. The shot by Lowry, no good. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Out left to the wing. 1:10 left in the game. Irving for 3. Siakam pulls it in. Toronto's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. It's good!
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Now, here is Irving. The shot, no good. And Toronto will come the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Here's Anunoby. Siakam trying to free himself up. Anunoby, no good. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game plan. Money!
And you can see the defense now getting a little nervous, almost on their heels. I think they're starting to feel it.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. .27 seconds left to play here in the fourth. There's 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Lowry. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Jared Allen.
Kyle does a great job of not letting a defender get comfortable on a drive, and it earned the foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He sinks the clutch free throw. And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
No doubt about those free throws. This is why you put the ball in his hands.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're down by 1. There's 18 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what do you think?
This is where great coaching can pay dividends.
These are the plays that people remember. I can't wait to see what he has devised.
Irving with the ball. It's LeVert on the wing. The three won't fall. And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Mark, how do you break down what went well for your team in winning this game tonight?
Just a good all-around night. We believed at the end of the fourth quarter, I think we did a good job of, staying in the game. We just believe. On to the next one.
Yeah, this is a veteran team, and you guys showed your experience down the stretch. Thanks, Mark. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. That'll do it for this NBA preseason game. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.